Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're right, because it's time for a yapping session. Now, it is a bit late, kind of. But I'm here to talk to you about Skinnables. We've found out some very interesting things, but first things first, I'm on my Twitter. I just wanted to quickly talk about the first 24 hours of sales. So, of course, I'll talk a whole lot more about it with the 48 hours of sales. But I can confirm the bids have calmed down, but they're still selling quite a lot. Neon Bed Blue, that's been progressing very nicely, tailing the Xenotype metal frags very closely. Now, we know how much Xenotype skins tend to sell. That's very likely going to reach about 35,000 subscribers. This very likely will be reaching just over 30,000 subscribers. It's still concerning. Whereas No Mercy Bed, a lot more tamer, and it's probably due to the price. As you can see here with the Thunder Gold backpack, with a $3 price, both of them have kind of like not progressed as much in terms of sales. But then again, maybe not everybody can afford that. Maybe the people who like to buy tons and multiples of certain skins are a bit scared about the higher price. But then again, like they're only $2.49. Moving on, both of these are probably going to, if I was to generalize very quickly, just about reach over 20,000 subscribers, which isn't excessive. But we are expecting a whole lot more beds. We are hoping to see more Thunder Gold, so it's definitely an interesting thing to look forward to. Don't even get me started about that. I mean, if I were to just quickly compare to the previous week, the Anglerfish Miner's Hat was the first Miner Hat skin to be accepted in 8 years, and that reached, what, comfortably over 30,000 subscribers? Yep. First 24 hours of sales, that did 17,000 subscribers. But our incredibly silly, wonderful, Angelic Halo Miner Hat, only just about 15,000 subscribers. So this is expected to sell just less compared to the Miner Hat from the previous week. And let me tell you, these skins right here, they've already gone down. They've gone down in price. They've already gone down in price. The beds, yeah. The Miner Hat, yeah. Not that though. That's still kind of holding up quite all right. But that's not a surprise. We knew there would be more skins. And much like what we saw with the salvaged ice picks, the first one sold a lot. There was a lot of interest, but then more and more and more options because it was the focused item of the month. With what's happened to this, yeah, that wasn't a surprise. And with the beds, I mean, we had a big yapping session about that, didn't we? So if I could just quickly remind you, new Skinnables. Please be aware of all the brand new Skinnables that we're going to see. The first few skins, they're going to sell probably a little bit too much. And then, as more and more options appear, with more and more skins being accepted, more and more Twitch drops being introduced, unfortunately, even though those first few skins sold an insane amount, because there's so many of them available, and then with so many more options available, you're going to end up seeing these skins likely being thrown on the Steam market, being thrown on third-party sites, prices going down. Oh no, oh no, oh no. However, if they do develop into a nice collection, oh, that might change. Oh, that might be a little bit different then. Oh, yes. So in regards to these two beds, Cargo Heli, that was already part of a somewhat well-established collection, but it wasn't very in demand. That did over 45,000 subscribers. Tropical Bed did 33,000. Still a lot, but at the very least, there's a decent possibility that the Tropical Bed could potentially turn into a collection, because we have in fact seen a sleeping bag being made, and the skin creators do intend to make more deplorables after Halloween. So yeah, I've tested this out in the jungle. It is insane how easy it is to hide this. I think a lot of people do want that. So yeah, if that does develop into a collection, perhaps the Tropical Bed won't be so bad. But it is still quite a lot of sales. It's down for a reason. But you were down to about $1.70 yesterday. You've seemingly recovered, but there will be a whole lot more bed skins, won't there? Oh yes, indeed there will. So based on what we've seen with the bed so far, you shouldn't be surprised. And of course, next month, when we see the next brand new Skinnable, the exact same thing's going to happen all over again. And then after that, for December, the next new Skinnable, exact same thing, okay? I'll put the warning out every single time. The video I made over here should be like a general warning for all the brand new Skinnables. Cool. Now, again, like everything's chaptered in the description. You can skip ahead and see all the core details that I'm talking about. Anyway, let's now hop over to quickly point out that in regards to brand new Skinnables, over the past couple months now, you may recall we had the weapons. We talked about what would you like to see become skinnable, and we went through all the details. You get the idea. One of the things you kept talking about was SKS, handmade LMG. Someone really wants the nail gun. But I can confirm for November it is going to be the handmade LMG. It has been confirmed now. It's quite literally on staging. You might recall last month we discussed tools. So I brought up the fact that we actually might start seeing salvaged axe skins, chainsaw skins. Chainsaw skins? Yeah. Why do you think I switched over to here? So if you still don't know, the Rust and Warhammer collaboration, it's a DLC pack. It will be coming out on October 23rd, in less than 2 weeks' time, when it's Halloween and Rust. And what you get in this pack, if I can just quickly scroll down and find out, a hazmat skin, cool. We get a backpack skin, also cool. We get the first ever chainsaw skin in this pack. And apparently, the shotgun is also a spaz, the first ever spaz skin. So I'm not sure if you voted for chainsaw or if you voted for spaz shotgun, but I think this might have been like prepared beforehand. So if you're going to complain about that, I think this was already prepared beforehand. And also, what best compares with the weapons and the kit that the Death Corps of Krieg's guys use in the Warhammer universe? Maybe that's why. But anyway, brand new Skinnables on the horizon and 2 new barrels. So new content on the horizon, that's cool. But with the brand new query, survey, request for your opinions, what clothing skins do you want to see in game? Well, I can skip ahead. We already know what's going to become skinnable with the next clothing piece. So we're still going to go through the survey and whatnot, but on the Rust subreddit today, you can see TGG, he basically announced that the handmade LMG is going to become the next skinnable. You can start playing around with it on staging. But in the sentence just over to here, rolling them out 1 each month, just did the bed, next is handmade LMG, and then tactical gloves. We already know which clothing / armor piece is going to become skinnable next for December. Tactical gloves. And now I ask you, what would you like to see in the first few skins? The question is, out of all the collections you are aware of, what would you like to see, getting tactical gloves? Could it be Whiteout or Blackout? Could it be Reptile Hunter? Could it be, I don't know, Commando, Black Diamond? What did we have recently this year? Abyss Collection? Would you like to see some tactical gloves of that? Feel free to comment below. What's your most favourite collection? What would you like to see tactical gloves of? But that doesn't mean that's the end. We're still anticipating what could be for January, February, March, April, all of next year. There's supposed to be a brand new skinnable for every single month for the foreseeable future. So obviously they're looking at the surveys, but there were some surveys before as well. So I can confirm in one of the previous original surveys Facepunch had, when they're asking people what would you like to see become skinnable next, tactical gloves, handmade LMG, and of course beds, they were on top. They were definitely top 10. But right now, we're going to go through the brand new survey, and I'm going to ask you, what would you personally prioritise? It could be anything really, just say what you yearn to see become skinnable next. Let's go hop in. So remember, when you jump in with the survey, and I'll link this tweet in the description so you can always go back to it. When you hop into the survey, make sure you're already signed in to a Gmail account. And remember, it will show your Gmail account. So if you're a streamer, please be aware of that. It will show it. So let's hop in. Ta-da! So let's just go through all the general details. What is your Steam profile? If you don't know how to find that, let's just go to the main sort of Steam UI, hover over my name, go to profile, and then what you're going to do is right click to the left here, copy page URL, and you can easily paste it in. So done, easy. I could potentially get $10 worth of Rust skins. Yes. Anyway, how do you typically discover new skins you want to purchase? Did they always have YouTube videos as an option? I was making jokes before saying, where's the Hedge option? Perhaps their way of doing it. But anyway, I just tick all of them, I'm aware. How often do you buy skins? If we're talking about buy orders, every day, for sure. Whilst we're currently going through the early parts of October, right now, you should be well aware that prices have dropped off. You should be well aware that we're currently in the very, the heaviest part of the autumn-fall seasonal dip. But from here and now, prices can't really go any lower. For a lot of skins, prices have started to stagnate, but hold on, wait it out, and as we get closer and closer to January time, post-Christmas time, oh yeah, that's the best time to sell. Especially with the naval update coming out next month for November Force Wipe, we do expect a lot of people to return, and we do expect a lot of people to enjoy themselves over the course of the Christmas period, rolling into New Year's, all right? So hold on to your skins, brace yourselves. What is your typical budget per skin? Is that more of a case of how much are you willing to spend? I'm happy to spend up to $4, so as long as the skin is good. And then, how many new skins would you like to see in a weekly store refresh? I'm happy with 14. We've got Halloween coming up. Last year we had 3 weeks of Halloween. The 23rd and the 30th of October this year, I think we're about to see 2 very, very, very big RUSTDLEs for Halloween. If I could just quickly segue out of here. There you go. That's it right there. We have, in total, 324 Halloween submissions. That's pretty excessive, don't you think? So, I'm not going to say no to like 14 skins being accepted for a force wipe. In fact, very recently with the October force wipe, we did see quite a lot of skins, didn't we? Well, quite a fair bit. Maybe September was bigger, if I can recall. Anyway, point made. We've had some very big RUSTDLEs in the past, but I guess it kind of fits considering it was a force wipe and a lot of people turned up. So going back over to here, yeah, don't be surprised if we see tons of skins. Not only that, but of course we're going to see all the Halloween items as well. So yeah, Skull Fire Pit, Witch's Cauldron, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, keep an eye out for that. I'll link this in the description as well, and we'll see what potentially becomes accepted. And yes, of course, tons of beds in there. Yep. So switching back over to here, I'll accept 14, but with Halloween on the horizon, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 20. Cool, let's move on. Ruskin enjoyers, it is now time for you to tell me what are your thoughts in regards to what you'd like to see become skinnable next. So chat, I am looking at you. Bone armor. The bone cultists? With bone walls? Anyway. I'm not going to say no, I just kind of feel like it might be a little bit too hard. What can you even do with bone armor? Just cover it in blood or something? You could probably add some like etchings in the bones. You could make it a whole lot more scary, I guess you could say. I'm not saying no, but yeah. Pavlicatura, you've got to wait until we see it, right? So in regards to bone armor, I think it might be a little bit hard, but yeah, I'll just put a 4. I'm not saying no, but I'm not a skin creator, so sorry about that. Burlap gloves, yes, we do have the like very cheapo sort of gloves. I wouldn't say no. All gloves would be appreciated, so fair enough. Now, when it comes to the diving equipment, I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't necessarily want to say no, but like, what can you do? Okay, instead of being like all black and yellow flippers, I'll do green flippers and I'll make myself all grey or white or something. I mean, I'll give it a 3 each. So, okay, fair enough. Double horse saddle. We are sitting in it on all the, like, you're going to sit in it all the time. So I'm not really, yeah, I don't think that's going to work. So I'll put a 2 there. Hazmat suit. So, you can't really expect insane, crazy designs like not what we'd normally see for a DLC pack. That's just not going to happen. Remember, skin creators can only really change the texture. That's got like extra mesh put in it and whatnot for all the armor from the Corpse of Krieg. So if you're hoping for something like that to that extent from a skin creator, that's not going to happen. You'll probably be able to change the color of it, and that's it. So what could be done with it, we shall see. Would you be able to add transparency? You can actually like see through it. You can see someone's face inside the suit. That would be pretty cool. So there's definitely some creativity that can be done, but don't assume they're going to be able to do something insane, crazy. So okay, cool. I would like to say yes, because I know for a fact a lot of people do want that. They always complain in my chat, my messages down below in the videos. Cool. Heavy plate armor. I wouldn't say no. Do you appreciate heavy plate armor? I bet you love walking around in that. But yeah, I mean, I can't say no to that. Horseshoes. No, because it's always on the ground. You're never going to be able to see it. My horse has lovely multicoloured sort of like... Oh, rainbow pony horseshoes. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, not really. I'm not up for that. But you can dispute. You can comment below if you'd like to see crazy, colourful horseshoes. Anyway, moving on. Hot air... What, really? Clothing and armour? Hot air balloon armour. No. Metal shield, yes. Do you remember that old joke, that old meme, when people first started getting Dark Souls on their PC? I'm talking like 15 years ago. For the older people, do you remember that guy that like brought in a picture of Gaben on his shield? Gaben is my shield. Yeah, you might get stupid things like that, but we'll see. Anyway, for official skins, it would have to be, of a quality standard. But for any degen modded servers, you can put some really stupid things on shields. I think a lot of people would like that. And, you know, for proper, actual good skins, yes, I'll definitely approve of that. Night vision goggles. Oh, that would be a bit finicky. And you won't be able to change the colour of, like, what you see with the eye hole. So I'm not going to say no, but yeah, I'm not enthusiastic for it. Parachutes. Chat, what is the silliest parachute idea you would have for a Rust skin? What would you consider? Or more specifically, what collection would you like to see? Like the No Mercy emblem, the skull and whatnot on the top of that, that would look cool. Or do you just want like a whiteout parachute? It's camouflage. Sure. I wouldn't say no. It's starting to get a little Fortnite-y, but yeah, sure. I wouldn't say no to that. Prisoner hood. I'll give it a 4. What could you do with it? We already have like the deer skull mask. You just remove the thing there. Yeah, whatever. Reinforced wooden shield. Well, basically with the metal shield, same thing. So yeah, I wouldn't say no to that. A lot of customization. Road sign horse armor. A long time ago, almost 20 years ago, so many people complained about Bethesda putting in horse armor cosmetics that you had to pay for in Oblivion. Almost 20 years later, I kind of wouldn't say no. Like, you could make some really cool armor, and you know for a fact that if you got like a very cool looking full set on as you ride the horse, and the horse also has the armor on as well, it would look pretty sweet. Look what we've become. I would put that as a solid sort of like, I would like it, but I guess we'd need to see examples. Saddle, no, again, you're sitting on it. Small backpack. I can't tell you how many times people constantly complain in the comments section saying, why do we keep seeing all these large backpacks? Where's the small backpack skins? As if I'm the problem. It's not my fault. Yes, only the large backpack is currently skinnable. It would be absolutely lovely that they bring in small backpack skins so people would stop complaining at me. So yeah, sure. It is a bit of a makeshift sort of like design, so maybe it might be a little bit finicky, but hey, we'll see. Trust me. For some of the UV maps for the items we have in Rust, if you know what if you know what I'm talking about, you know some of the UV maps are really hard to deal with. But no, move on. Tactical gloves. Nah, nobody wants that, right? Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely happening. So, okay, cool. So just to remind you, tactical gloves are going to be the next Skinnable for December 2025. Right. Underwear. Why not just give us like a DLC pack so we can all wear extravagant designs? But sure, I mean, can't complain. Wolf headdress, yes. I can confirm wolf headdress definitely was supported heavily as an option to become skinnable with the previous surveys from the past. I don't remember it being top 10 though. It was like number 11. So it was wanted and it was desired. But yeah, however, what do you reckon? Would you like to see a wolf headdress become skinnable? Imagine the Arctic Primitive Collection with the wolf headdress. Well then, I think that sounds pretty interesting. And then with the transparency you can apply and whatnot, you could do some pretty crazy things. So yeah, I would absolutely adore to see wolf headdress. I think the people who would, appreciate all the primitive gear and whatnot would like that. Wood armor. Technically, it's already skinnable, I guess you could say. We just recently got that special jungle armor. So yeah, go for it. I'd love to see it. Wooden horse armor. Sure. If I'm going to say yes to the road sign, I'm going to have to say yes to that. And then the wooden shield. Yes, I also approve of that. So in the previous videos that I did, I wasn't like negative enough for some of the things I didn't really care for. So in this one, I tried to be a little bit more like deliberate. But yes, burlap gloves, totally. If we got all the other gloves being skinnable, why not? Hazmat suit, yes, a lot of people do appreciate that. But I don't think that's going to be quick. I don't think that's going to be something we'll see anytime soon. Because remember, Facepunch is trying to sell some DLCs. You might sit there and say, oh, Hedge, how could you say that? But come on now. They're trying to get some more funds out of this, aren't they? So maybe it might be something you'll see, maybe not next year, but the year after that. Later on is what I'm guessing. So, okay, cool. And then heavy plate armor. I'm not going to say no to it. Practically everything else is skinnable in terms of armor. So to see the heavy armor not being, I mean, come on now. You could do some really stupid things. I want to see a robot design for that. Oh, that worked perfectly. We could do it for Halloween. have to wait till next year probably. Middle shields, all shields, all shields. Yes, I would like to see them become skinnable. You'll get some proper serious designs with all the emblems, all like the coat of arms and whatnot, and then you'll get stupid face designs and strange anime uploads. Yeah, I've seen them. So, okay, cool. So overall, I'm happy with that. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and submit. Even though technically I've already submitted before. But if I keep doing it, I might win those $10. Yes, oh yes. But don't do that. I'm joking. So, okay, cool. That's a nice thing to look forward to. But just to repeat, it's nice to see that they're asking, but we already know what's coming, right? So if I could just quickly go over to my tweets, and if I could see what I've posted recently, here you go. We kind of knew about it a few days ago. On October 7, someone messaged me saying, Hedge, look what I just saw. And yeah, why on earth would the tactical gloves be updated? Well, we know now because they're skinnable. And we also saw that with the beds and the handmade LMG. Keep an eye on the commits. Maybe not like for a while, I guess you could say, but at some point they will mention another random item that's getting its textures updated. That is because it will become skinnable next. So out of everything, what would you like to see become skinnable next? And based on what we see here, I'm definitely rolling with the idea that next month, in November or early November, they're going to ask us, what deplorable skins do you want to see in game? What random thing could we potentially see? Well, we're making a bit of a joke quite recently that they randomly mentioned unskinned windmills. Why would there be an unskinned windmill? And does that imply that there's skinned windmills? Who wants a skinnable windmill? Who knows? But if you keep an eye on the commits, you will be aware of all the new content that the Face Punch devs are working on. And yes, an RPG skin is expected at some point. Keep an eye out for that. That might be something you'll see with the naval update, perhaps. We'll see. It's being worked on heavily at the moment, so something's cooking. It's supposed to be a different type of rocket launcher. So it is a rocket launcher skin, but it's got like completely different things all about it in terms of like, you know, the Dragon rocket launcher that they've released for Lunar New Year early last year? It's looking like it's going to be something like that. Oh, look, here you go. Unskinned windmill. What is going on here? Swap windmills with skin mesh renderers to regular mesh renderers. We'll see. Again, it doesn't have to be just that. It could be, I don't know. What other types of things would you like to see become skinnable that's deplorables? I can't really think off the top of my head. Some people mentioned it would be nice if we could have the grills, the floor grills being skinnable. I'm not opposed to that, but it couldn't be too silly. And, you know, chances are, as, you know, Face Punch gets all the answers from you, they'll just probably incorporate it into a DLC. So, you know, with what we've seen here with the Spaz and the chainsaw becoming skinnable purely based for a DLC, I mean, sure, whatever. But at some point, maybe they'll also ask you, what vehicles would you like to see become skinnable? And I think that should specifically be something Face Punch makes. So a good-looking car. And a good-looking minicopter. Not some weird hodgepodge crazy design that's just got a bunch of silly colours all over it, and a helicopter and whatnot. No. So, if you want the vote link, I'll grab it right now. Here you go. Take a look at this, and bam. There you go, good sir. And that will also be linked in the description. So feel free to offer me your opinions, and of course, feel free to tell me your thoughts about the handmade LMG, and of course, the tactical gloves becoming skinnable for November and December. What collections would you absolutely adore seeing, you know, being added for those particular items? And with how things have panned out in regards to bed skins, do not be surprised if we see quite a lot of skins being accepted initially. In just 2 weeks, we have seen 4 bed skins being accepted. Yeah. And eventually you will see Twitch drops and whatnot. So there is a reason why Hedge made such a fuss about brand new Skinnables. These patterns, they just keep repeating over and over and over and over again. I am the crazy, silly individual that keeps on yapping about skins all the time. But I've seen it all happen before, and I've seen it all happen, repeat over and over and over again. Okay? So, best of luck to you. The Ruskin enjoyer who likes to make investments, or the Ruskin enjoyer who simply likes to buy skins, use them, enjoy them. And that's the perfect way of going about it. If you truly just want a skin, just go buy it, use it, and enjoy it. Support the skin creators and keep them nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. So thank you very much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. And I have one more extra little surprise to share with you. What do we have right here? If you appreciate playing Wordle, well, what do we have right here in front of you? RUSTDLE? RUSTDLE. If you like to learn brand new words or memorize words on the likes of Wordle, why not try it out with Ruskins? So this website, I'll link it in the description, but let me remind you, this is not affiliated with FacePunch at all. It's a fan-made website. It's just a bunch of mini games. So every day they'll put out like guess the skin. You can try and figure out an item they're trying to keep secret from you. They'll show you a random picture of a certain monument and you have to try and figure out which one it is. But for you, the Ruskin enjoyer, as I said, I'll link this in the description. Try out the endless skin mode. It's definitely caught me out. There's a lot of like very old random skins. They don't look too different. There's so many SARs that look very like brown and not very colourful, and it keeps tricking me. So as I look over to here, that was a H-June, oh yeah, that was a H-June Twitch drop, wasn't it? H-June Sleeping Bag Twitch drop. There you go, H-June, and there you go, Brain Rot, very good, very powerful. Oh, that's a good one, Blackout Vest. But it will show you a really hard one at some point, so Blackout Vest, please. Yep, and I'll guess that, and ta-da, lovely. What else do we see? Oh, that is a Elite Crate MP5. So yeah, the Brain Rot in here, oh, very powerful. Is it useful though? So just test it out. Oh, that was made by Bad Trip. That was a special door when we saw the brick skins being introduced. But what was it called? To be honest with you, I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to sit here for another 20 minutes and just have empty space as I sit here going, ugh. So consider giving it a good, try. Have fun with it. RUSTDLE, I don't know, but it'll be linked. Give it a shot. It's just a silly thing to try out every now and then. And so that's it. That's the video all finished. So just remember, next month, November 4 swipe, we're going to see the handmade LMG become skinnable with brand new skins being introduced. Wouldn't be surprised if we see 2 of them in that Rust store. And also, with the December 4 swipe, Rust store, we will see the tactical gloves become skinnable. And don't be surprised if you see 2 or 3 of them in that Rust store. Will they sell them for 99 cents each? Keep an eye on the workshop as well. Keep an eye out for those brand new skins being made. Thank you for watching. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.